Willie D Live.
What's up, family? ICE agents across the country are running scared at airports, some 15 airports across the country. Why? Because they're afraid that people will recognize who they are because they have been mandated to not wear a mask. Yeah. So they're trying to duck and dodge photographers who, who are catching them in 4K. This video I'm about to show you is courtesy of Diego Luzariaga. He is with Freedom News TV. Check it out.
Stop following. We're allowed to stop following. First amendment right. We really can't do anything. You okay? Have a good day. Have a good day. Go on, Neil. 2-6. Don't be agitated.
Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why are they picking on ICE? They're just there to help us. You know how slow you must be to think ICE is there for you, to help you? You know how slow you got to be? I mean, you have to be short bus window licking slow to think ICE is at those airports to make sure everything goes smoothly. No, fam. This is part of the plan. This is part of occupation. Let me go over here. Let's go to the streets. Where else can we go? Anywhere there's a crowd. Let's go to the airports. Yeah, that's the first line of defense. When they come over here, we can, look tough. And then we'll catch them when they're trying to come up here and get on a plane. Or perhaps we can just catch them trying to help their loved ones with their baggage. And we'll accost them and, we'll just impose our will on them. That's really what it's all about. This is all optics, fam. This ain't going nowhere. America is still going to have trouble with Border Patrol. Illegal immigration is part of America. It's part of the fabric of America. That's just what it is. And one of the reasons why it's so bad is because people who get their checks from the government are in on the take. That's right, I said it. These drug cartels, and not just drug cartels, but regular people, if you got the money, you can get across the border. Yeah, you can get on the other side. You can bring your whole family. As long as you got the money, you can bring as many people as you want to on this side, because this country was built on capitalism, and capitalism is what's going to destroy this country, because people in this country value money over oxygen. Yeah, man. It's people in this country, man. They put money before everything. I'm talking about money before their children, money before their parents, money before friends, money before integrity, before everything. And guess what? It's finally catching up. See, what really put this downfall on the fast track was when they started outright allowing lobbyists to be bought. When they started saying, look, man, you ain't got to take no paper bag money. We can do this straight across the table, baby. What we'll do is we'll get a middleman, and we'll make it legal for the middleman to act as a go-between us and these corporations or governments. Anybody that want to do some business, anybody got some money, man, you handle it, you go between, and we're going to write a law to protect you and us and anybody involved in the transaction. So when they wrote it into law, when they allowed these lobbyists and these PACs to be able to speak on behalf of corporations, to lawmakers, it's over. It's over. Everybody get a bag. Everybody get to eat. Over. I was wondering, I'm like, one of the best things they could have done to make use of ICE is to put them on planes and send them over to Iran. Since they like to fight so much, they're so aggressive, they ain't got nothing to do. They're trying to figure out, look, man, they're trying to justify getting even more funds. They don't want to pay TSA. So they say, you know what, instead of paying them, how about we send some untrained guys over there to help them out? But they're aggressive and they look mean, and they got the guns on the hip. And, let's deploy them to the airports instead of deploying them to Iran, which many of them wouldn't go anyway. See, because they like the idea of shooting and nobody shooting back. Yeah, they like the idea of hurting people and not getting hurt back. See, so they don't want no parts of that type of action. They don't want no parts of that. That's how that goes. I actually like the idea of those photographers photographing them. You know what they're going to do, right? They're going to immediately start trying to handle those photographers. They're going to write an emergency law that says you can't photograph ICE agents or any members of law enforcement inside of airports. They're going to come up with something, right? This is how they get away with everything that they do. They write it in the law, and Americans, being the type of people who stand for nothing, who has zero convictions of anything except crime, will just roll with the punches. They're just going to go with it because they're not used to standing for anything. And they know they can get over with that. So they just make stuff in the law. They just make it a law. And even the people who think that something is wrong and who might think about fighting, they say, well, it's law. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Remember, slavery was law. Remember that. Anytime you start thinking, well, it's law and we got to abide by it because it's law, just remember that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. ICE is synonymous with intimidating and terror. Terrorizing American citizens. Now, they're not just terrorizing illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants, because that's what they want you to believe. Remember, they killed 2 Americans in Minneapolis when they were supposed to be out there rounding up undocumented immigrants. Remember that? Yeah. ICE is now everyone's problem because when you go to that airport, they can look you up and down and decide that they want to check you out. And these dudes, a lot of these dudes, these dudes ain't nothing. Imagine if they see a man and a woman together and that woman is attractive. One of them like her. And they say, man, we need to search y'all. They throw you off. They're not going to just say, we're going to search the woman. They're going to say, we need to search both of you. So they're going to get you in a room, search you, try to humiliate you, and then search your woman. I think that they use women to search women, but a lot of them women be going both ways too, so that don't really mean nothing. But they'll try to humiliate you, try to get a free feel. Yeah, and some of them dudes, they like dudes too. So let's keep that out there. Yeah, they ain't fooling me. I know. Yeah, fam. Keep filming. All y'all photographers out there, there you go. Good job, man. Keep filming. Freedom News. Keep filming. Keep filming. Do not let them off the hook. If ICE is not doing wrong, if they're not doing anything wrong, why were they running? Why were they running? Why run? Because that's what they always tell us, right? Well, if you do anything wrong, why'd you run? So what is this ICE agent running for? Why are they running? If they didn't do anything wrong, if they don't plan to do something wrong, why did they run? Come on now, man, you picked the job. Man up. You picked the job, man up. What I want to know is, if they're so proud of the work they do, why not take pictures? I like what I do. People want to take a picture, I take a picture. So if they're so proud of the work that they do, why not take a picture? Pose for the picture, pose for the camera. Yeah. And if you ain't did nothing wrong, why are you running? Drop a comment. I'm talking to the ICE right now. Talking to ICE. Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.